Welcome to my video. This is going to be a part of my new series, There's Always Time for Art, because we're going to make things so quick and so fun. There's always time to make a little art, at least in an ideal world, right? So we're going to do, yes, something with pumpkins because it is fall and I love it. And this practice is also going to be a good practice for color mixing. So you just need two colors. This is my little Daniel Smith set, one of many. I have a set of sticks and I'm just obsessed with Daniel Smith paints, but that's a side note. And then this is an aceo card. It's a 2.5 by 3.5 inch card. And I am painting on this because one, I do enjoy working small, but also I sell aceos. So if I like the way this turns out, I will put it up for sale. So yes, two colors, any two colors. Now I did say pumpkins, so you may want to pick two colors that are realistic for pumpkins or just any two crazy colors or one pumpkin color and one crazy color. Doesn't matter. Pick two and stick with it. Now I like to start with the lighter of the two colors that I'm choosing, or for this. For this, I'd like to start with the lighter of the two colors that I'm choosing. So I'm going to go ahead and start with right here. This is one of the newer Daniel Smith colors. It's called Coral Reef. Not too long ago, they came out with, I think, 6 brand new colors, and I just had to have this one. And what I'm doing is I'm just making a little pool of this color. Now I'm painting small, so I don't need a ton. And something like this should be just fine. And now I'm going to take my brush that has my first color on it, the Coral Reef, and I'm just going to come over here and make a really sloppy, messy pumpkin shape. Like, I don't care if it's uneven, crooked, lumpy, bumpy. Pumpkins often are. Although I have seen a couple pumpkins in my life that are pretty perfect looking, and they fascinate me as well. Anyway, color one. Now your second color, which for this, I'm going to go ahead and go with, actually, I haven't decided yet, have I? Undersea green. I'm going to go with undersea green. And all I'm going to do is take a small dot of my second color and mix it into my batch of my first color. And then I'm going to make another messy, lumpy, crooked, pumpkin-ish shape. And now I'm going to again take a dot of my second color, mix it in with my first color, make another pumpkin shape. And yes, these can touch, and it's okay if they bleed into each other or not. Doesn't matter. One more wonky pumpkin shape. And then finally, because I'm running out of room, one more time, I'm going to take, this time I'm going to take a little bit bigger dot of my second color, mix it back into my first mix, and one last time, squeeze in a wonky, funky pumpkin shape. Okay, and now, while I have this color, this second color, this mix, I'm gonna go ahead and use that and make a stem for my top pumpkin. And again, if it bleeds because your top pumpkin's wet, that's fine. If you don't want it to, you can wait for it to dry. Any kind of stem you'd like, you could make a stem that just goes straight up. I tend to give mine a little bit of a curve, sometimes a little bit of the vine still attached. And there we go. And now the thing that's going to take the most time out of this whole quick little piece of art is just letting it dry. But you can also go ahead and use a heat gun and speed that up, which I'm going to do, and I will be right back. Okay, so that's dry, and now all we're going to do is take a pen, a marker, whatever we'd like to just add a little bit of details. Now, I like to be sketchy in my art. In my art, I like to be sketchy, quick, loose lines, looks a little messy. That's what appeals to me. And I do think that black would look really good with this, but I have this sepia point liner from Pentel, and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. So I'm going to do this with the sepia again. I'm going to do quick, sketchy, loose lines, outline my pumpkins, give them some kind of details. We'll see. So that, and of course, pumpkins have those curved lines on them. Be a little something in the middle. And then maybe a little shadow underneath. Now, of course, if you wanted to, you could go as in-depth and in detail as you wanted to with this. I think sketchy and quick is a lot of fun, but if you have the patience and you want to get in there and get really detailed with it, that is definitely not wrong. Okay. And you could also, if you wanted to, of course, add to the background, give it some decoration, maybe draw in some falling leaves to go around it. That could be really cute. Oh, do I want to do that? I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a quick couple. And in fact, wait a minute. I'm going to switch. I have this pen that is this sanguine. Every time I do this, and every time, do I Google how to pronounce it? No. Why? I don't know. Anyway, so I'm going to use this one for the leaves, and I'm just going to do simple, like this kind of leaf, right? Like they come to a little point, and they have their little stick. Go all different directions with them. One going this way. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, some more. Just having them go every which kind of way. And you could get like more fancy, obviously. You could do like maple leaves or something to have a little more detail, in their shape. But I like these because they are really easy. Well, maple leaves are kind of easy, but these are even more super easy. And I'm even going to, even though it's really tiny, I'm just going to put a little bit of paint in the leaves. Just a little bit. There you have it. There's always time for painting pumpkins. The funnest thing to do is experiment with which two colors you use for this, for the main part of the painting. Now, I did go and add leaves and add a third color, but I could have just as easily used the two colors that I started with, or I could have used any part of the mix as I went along and made leaves like that. But yeah, the funnest part is experimenting with two random colors and seeing what kind of gradient you get with that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you make this a lot and have a lot of fun. I'll see you next time. Bye.